Quick, if you guys can. So we do got some really good stuff to go over tonight, guys. This is going to be a good training, a good lesson. I'll pay attention to the charts along the way and see if we have any good setups. I'm not focusing on too much trading tonight. You know, usually most sessions, like every session we trade, but tonight we're going to focus a little bit more on training. But I got a really good training to go over with you guys, some really good information. Let's just see what the market's doing right now. So we're going to keep an eye on the market too. We may take some trades later on in the session, maybe halfway through the session or closer to 9 o'clock. We're going to see. Still be paying attention to the charts, looking at stuff. But this is going to be a good training, guys. It's recorded. This is going to be one of the trainings I'm going to put in my favorite sessions. This is going to be one of those trainings, one of those lessons I'm going to add to the favorite sessions on my channel. So you can always go back to it. You can always reference from it, study with this lesson, with this concept that we're going to go over tonight. It's going to be really, really good. Trust me. Take notes. Take notes. So yeah, we'll still look at the market tonight. We're still going to watch the market. It's been a good week so far. The team's been doing good, so that's why kind of tonight I just want to focus a little bit more on training. Still going to look at the charts though along the way through the session. But I mean, we got a really good lesson to go over that on something that's going to really, really enhance your trading or enhance the way you look at the market. We made an Instagram page if you want to follow it, guys. Highly recommend following it. We're going to start posting content there on a weekly basis. Just made this page the other day. Go give it a follow. It's I'm.hfx. So we'll be posting content here. Most of the content's going to be advice, quotes, you know, mentorship type of quotes and advice, nuggets, information. And throughout the months, we'll be doing giveaways. So make sure you go follow this page, guys. Tag us in your posts. Tag us in your stories. That's I'm.hfx. So I hope you guys are ready with what we're going to go over tonight. I haven't done one of these lessons in a while. I've talked about this concept. We actually talked about it last night. If you're on my trading session last night, we had a pretty good night last night. It's been a pretty good week. Tomorrow we're going to be trading twice. Tomorrow I'll be trading in the morning and trading at night, full mode. But today, I don't know what's with me today. My head's just not in it today, not feeling the best today when I woke up today. My psychology's just off today, not feeling the best. So I figured when you're not feeling the best, it's not good to approach the chart full force. We'll still be checking out things though. AU is going to be possibly setting up for a sell if it can go up a little bit more. If you're on my session last night, we were talking about this, and I've never really talked about this concept before. I made a file. It looks like the file I was using last Sunday, but it's a completely different one. Last night we were talking about it briefly if you're on the session with me. And from time to time I've talked about this on sessions, but I don't think I've fully gone more in depth on it like I'm about to. Let me check the chat one time before I really get started here. Tomorrow we're on at 10 a.m., 8 p.m. So not quarters theory. So it's good. We trade every day. This is the first time I've done this. I never usually say, you know what, guys, it's good to as a trader, I hope you guys can respect days we do this where it's like, you know what, guys, let's just sit on our hands today. We don't do that often. We usually trade every day that I'm on. So I hope you guys can respect. I'm not feeling the greatest today. So I hope you guys can respect that, some days it's good to sit on your hands and just wait. We'll be patient tonight. We'll still check out the charts. Not quarters theory. Actually, I'm going to change this. I'm going to add something to here because we're also going to be talking about time and price. Nothing to do with numbers. I'm not going over quarters theory. I'm actually going over something I don't think I've done a training like this before with you guys. Also, time and price. We talked about this last night a little bit. Some days it's good to step away from the market and say, you know what? As active as I am always on these charts, I'm always glued to these charts. So some days it's good to be able to step away. So to substitute for that, this is going to be worth it. Pay attention, guys. This is going to be worth it. Pay attention. So time and price. This is what we were talking a bit about yesterday. So this is our market timing strategy. I'm going to show you guys how this works. I was showing you guys a little bit yesterday, but like I said, I've never gone fully in depth on this lesson before. So I'm going to add this to the favorite sessions later tonight. Once it's done, I'm going to add this to the favorite sessions. And we're going to call it the market timing strategy. Time and price. One thing we've been saying, I saw a couple people say in the chat, some of you guys who kind of know this already, a handful of you guys might know this, the top of the hour. So the top of the hour. This is a market timing strategy. And a word we call it is top of the hour. Now, I learned this from experience. So what I'm about to show you just comes from experience. It comes from just a lot of time on the charts, a lot of trading sessions, a lot of webinars, a lot of time just trading on my own. And just recognizing this type of occurrence in the market, this type of behavior, this type of pattern. This type of pattern with time and price. I don't know why it has a little text there. So I hope you guys are ready because this is about to get started. This is about to go. Watch and learn. Take notes. So with binaries, with high frequency forex style trading, timing is important, right? Timing, very important. So this strategy is going to allow us to position ourselves more accurately. And it's going to give us the ability to anticipate movements much better at the right times. It's going to give us the ability to anticipate. It's going to give us the ability on when to anticipate things. And there's many hours in the day. So there's many hours in the day, 24 hours in the day, right? Which can give us many opportunities. So with this concept, not every single hour will work. And I wouldn't say it's much specific of what hours this happens at. But with what I'm about to show you, you're going to see regular, consistent occurrences. And when we're talking about the top of the hour, we're just talking about hours, right? Hours of the day. So I put together some good examples that'll really help you guys see what I'm talking about here. But for the next, let's say 7 minutes before we get into the examples, I'm going to talk about some characteristics to this and what it is. So top of the hour market timing strategy. What I mean by top of the hour is we actually just passed 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. At the hours, right, when the market's coming into an hour, there's unique type of behavior that tends to happen. We can recognize something coming into an hour. So I have a drawn example here at the bottom of the chart, right? And I just wrote 9 a.m. as an example. It could be any hour. It could be 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is just an example of top of the hour market timing strategy and what type of thing usually happens around hours, especially between the 15-minute and the 5-minute time frame. So with this, our two top time frames are going to be the 15-minute and the 5-minute time frame. Right? Inside of our analysis to framework a good setup, 15-minute, 5-minute time frame are going to usually be the most accurate, best to see this. So what tends to happen coming into an hour is the market shifts its direction. The market tends to shift its momentum. Hours of the day can be crucial points to position yourself for setups. There's 24 hours in a day, but there's also many different currency pairs, right? There's 24 hours in a day, which gives us lots of opportunity, right? There's also a handful of currency pairs we could trade throughout the day. So maybe different currency pairs could be doing this at different hours. So it's not specific. It's not like what hour does this happen at specifically. You're going to see this occur often throughout the day. Throughout the days of the week, you're going to see this occur often. So as an example here, we can say the market was coming down before the hour. And a lot of times when that's happening, a lot of times when the market is going one direction, before the hour, you tend to see things shift going into that hour. Maybe a little bit before the hour, or right when you come into the hour, a little bit after the hour. But usually, the hours can be crucial points. Because think about it. When we make decisions in life, this is my psychology on this. So I didn't read this out of a book. This comes straight from experience. And this is my psychology on this. When humans make decisions, when it comes to time, what do we usually base it off of? We usually say, I'll meet you there at this time. Or I start work at this time. Or I gotta be there at this time. Or the store opens at this time. The bank opens at this time. I start work at 10 o'clock. I start at the hour, right? Humans make decisions coordinating going into hours, right? Humans naturally, in general life, a human psychology coordinates themselves closer to hours when making decisions, right? If you're going to go meet your friend somewhere, you might say we're going to meet at this hour. Even if you're just going to go meet up with someone, let's meet up at 7 o'clock. That psychology, I look at it and I picture that can transcript over to the market and how the market makers make their decisions, how the banks make their decisions. They might make their decisions hourly. A new candle opens up every hour. A new 1 hour candle opens up. Right? A lot of decisions get made at hours. So what you're going to notice is this concept happens a lot around the hours. A lot of shifts, a lot of market shifts, reversals, changes in direction. Humans generally make decisions at hours, right? To be more organized, to be more specific, to be more planned. Right? So a bank, a market maker, the market, right? We don't move the market, but there's people who move the markets. There's people who make decisions at times. Hours are relevant towards that. Type in the chat so far if you understand everything I'm saying, because we're about to move forward to the next slide. Type in the chat if you guys understand so far. If you understand what we're going to kind of look for on the charts, what we're going to see on the charts. We're focusing on time and price. The time is the hour. We're going to be looking for price to be going one direction before the hour. So we want to see price going down coming into that hour. Or we want to see price going up coming into that hour. like I said, some of you guys have heard me talk about this, but this is the first probably lesson I've really done on this. We still got a lot to go through. Let me know if you guys understand so far, though. This is a strategy. This is a time and price strategy. This is a strategy right here. It happens every day, multiple times a day, and it's pretty accurate. So we're gonna move forward. Just type in the chat. I'm gonna look at the chat. Type in the chat what you guys think so far. If you guys understand, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. If everybody's a-okay. AU setting up for a sell. AU. Yeah, AU's setting up for a sell, guys. We could possibly take a 7-minute sell on AU soon. AUDUSD. AUDUSD. See what EURUSD is doing. EURUSD's up there too. AUDUSD possibly setting up for a sell. I'm going to keep an eye on this for a little bit here. Possible set. I'm thinking 5 or 7 minutes. Yep. Wait. It moved a little bit. Hold up. Let's see if we can get that pullback. There we go. It just pulled back a bit. I hate when I enter. It moves when I enter. I haven't even entered. I'm entering on my monitor right now. I got 0.55. Almost had it at 60 there. Let me type that in the chat. I typed AUDUSD in the chat. AUDUSD is giving me 80%. Okay, I got 0.58 and 0.55. It's in the 0.60. So we're looking at AUDUSD sell. Starting to cross over down here on our stochastics. So if necessary, guys, one rollover, but this is looking good. For those of you guys that have rollover, I don't think we'll need rollover. It's moved. Let me know if you got in. Let me know if you got in. Let me know if you got in. Don't enter if you didn't get in. Don't enter. Oh, man. It moved. That's why I wrote that in the chat. I got 0.58. Might pull back to entry. Let me open it up here. I had my broker opened on my monitor. So it moved. Some of you guys should be in profits. Should be in the profit zone. So I was typing in the chat over here. I was typing in the chat over here, by the way. So I typed in the chat 5-minute sell when the price was over here. Well, actually, when it dropped, that's why I was like, why'd it drop? It dropped, and that's where I was typing in the chat, and then it pulled up. So I got a better entry as it pulled up. We should be able to clear this on 5 minutes. Shouldn't come back to our entry. It's moved pretty strong. Let me know if you guys got in that. Let me know if you guys got in that. Type in the chat. Type in the chat. Dollar just spiked up. That's good. I got like a little bit remaining. It's moved pretty strong. It shouldn't come back to our entries. Should be good on this. Still got how much time remaining? 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let me check the chat. That was kind of quick. That came out of the middle of nowhere. We jumped on that one quickly there. There was time though. Hope everybody caught it. Let me see. It's a public page. Is it public? Yeah, it should be public. Instagram. Let's see, a little bit of time remaining. We're getting a little bit of a pullback. Made a strong push. Need that to continue. I have about a minute remaining. I got a minute remaining now. Let me see if anybody got in it. Where are we at? Oh man, the chat's going. Did everybody get in it? Let me know if you got in. Let me know if you got in. Well, you got to look at the chat, guys. That's why the chat's blocked. You got to look at the chat. Don't look at when I'm entering on the screen. When I type it in the chat, enter. Don't wait till you see my screen enter, or wait till you hear me say it on the... There was time. I'll show you how much time there was. Because I type it in the chat, and then I don't place the trade, then type it. That's the one thing. I'm basically typing it in the chat, waiting a couple seconds, and then taking it. Then I type the entry. That's basically what you guys are doing too. Well, you guys are seeing me type in the chat, and then you, oh man, this thing is pushing. Let's go. Solid clear. I'll show you the time difference. If you look, type dollar signs in the chat if you cleared that though. I typed 5 minutes sell AUDUSD in the chat. I was saying it. That was at 8:20.12. I was at 8:20. I'm not in the trade there. I try to type it before I take it. Typing it and me typing in the chat is basically like me entering. Because I know there's that delay. We took that trade. I took the trade approximately how much time was that? 12? About 26 seconds after I entered the trade on my platform, after I typed in the chat. And it didn't move down right away. And we cleared far. Gotta look at, and I typed the entry price in the chat too, that I got when I placed it. I typed the entry price 0.55 that I got when I placed the trade. Someone asked a little bit after. I said don't enter if you didn't get in when it pushed, because it made an initial push. So that was when it... So I said don't enter because it made a push. Then it pulled back. That might have been an opportunity to get in. If it pulls back, those are opportunities to get in, but this one didn't really offer much of an opportunity to get in. After, see, I called it in the chat here. Right here is where I typed in the chat. So there was some time. There was still about a minute before that thing dropped. I'm going to type dollar signs, type in the chat if you guys cleared that. We grabbed that AU up there in the 5-minute Bollinger Bands. You can see right there. All right, we learning and we earning tonight. I told you guys I was going to find a trade tonight. told you guys I'm still going to keep an eye on the market. I got a monitor next to me, so I keep an eye on the market even when I talk. So I want to continue that lesson. We'll see if anything else sets up in maybe 10, 15 minutes from now. Let's just skim through this and see if there's anything setting up. Yes, that trade cleared. Perfect. No rollover needed. 5 minutes sell. AUDUSD. First trade of the night. Then it pulled up a little bit and I grabbed another entry price. 58, 58. Sell means put. Yes. Sell means put. Call means buy, right? Call is going up. Put's going down. Right? Put, sell. 0.58. So yeah, 58s, 58s, lots of 58s. A lot of people missed it. 62s, 60s. Got on IQ. 87% on IQ. Yeah, I had 80% on mine. I think $80. Yeah, 80%. 58. Yeah, it works for IQ. If the pair's there, I don't know. I don't trade on IQ. But for instance, someone took that trade on IQ. Someone said got an IQ. IQ paying 87%. Made some good money off of that one. Everybody cleared. Some people are still in it. That was a good one. 63. Whoa. So refresh the page sometimes. It gave me 80. Some people got 80, 87 on IQ. Do I have videos of support and resistance? On HFX, maybe not. So I'll have to do some on HFX. On my FRX, I know on someone asked if I have support and resistance videos. So we're gonna go back to that lesson. Check out the market. We're gonna be on for some time tonight. Watch, I have something that we still haven't even gotten into the lesson yet. On the Academy, there's videos on support and resistance. On HFX Academy, probably down at the bottom, I have some videos on support resistance, support resistance. I made, I think, 5 videos on support resistance. I can do some. I can make some. I can make some for the HFX channel and put them under my favorite sessions. I can make some next week or this weekend and put them under my favorite sessions on the HFX channel that I have here. So this lesson I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to repeat this lesson Sunday as well. And Sunday it's going to be just straight the lesson. If you go to my FRX channel, I know a lot of you guys have access to FRX as well. If you go to FRX, I also teach over there principles about the market, how to analyze the market, concepts on the market, like support and resistance. Over there, I got a lot of support and resistance videos on my favorite sessions, actually. So I can recreate or do some of those on HFX as well. I can redo some of these sessions on HFX as well. But if you go on my favorite sessions there, like support resistance part 2, look right here. Support resistance part 1. Next to it, part 2, part 3. So I have some times where I do segments of support resistance. I have a lot up here, so I do have a handful of support resistance videos. One down here. Stuff on mindset, Fibonacci. There's another support resistance one right there. Yeah, AU set up nicely there. That was perfect timing. Like I said, tonight's not so much trading. I mentioned that in Telegram. Well, you want to be able to do that. You want to have that discipline as a trader, and I don't do that often. I don't do it as much as I should, but yeah, USD set up perfect there. Let's see what's going on. Just looking to see if we have any good setups right now we can consider looking at or taking. The DXY is kind of in that reversal mode right now. It's USD Japan doing. USD Japan's at the highs. I wish it was This is the 15-minute. I'm looking at UJ right now. It's in the Bollinger Bands on the 5-minute. Also on the 15-minute, overbought in the Bollinger Bands. The dollar just spiked down. I think UJ is gonna go down, but I don't like what I see. I don't see the best setup here. UJ's looking like it could go down. I don't like what I see. It's more about what you see than what you think at times. Dollar just spiked down. UJ didn't react to that. Might hold off on this UJ. It's already moved. Let's see if it pulls back. So like AU, I'm kind of picky at times. Like AU, we caught that up here. You see, it didn't move. We caught the move. I get a little picky sometimes. I think UJ can go down, but I think if we wait, we could see if it could go up a little bit more and set up a bit better. I think it's going to go down, but it's not the best entry for us to take. It didn't react with that dollar, that's why. So you see the dollar? See how the dollar just dropped? Dollar's dropping right now. Euro USD is going up, GBP USD is going up, USD CHF is going down because of that. You can see GU, GBP USD spiking up, USD CHF spiking down, Euro USD spiking up. Typically right now typically this is a scenario I would have sold UJ for 5 minutes, but I can tell it's not correlating to that dollar as much. It could. You can see the dollar still dropping, but UJ's not pulling down. It could. We could see. I think UJ could drop, but I'll let you guys know if I enter. It should have reacted to that. UJ should have reacted to that dollar drop. Kind of might. But yeah, let's just hold off. It would have been one to maybe take a little bit earlier. I'm just looking at the market. Now we'll come back. All right, so let's get back to it real quick here. So this is what we're going to go back to. We took one trade so far. AUDUSD cleared. Yeah, UJ, nah, not worth entering. I think it's going to go down to 15 minutes in a reversal position. What time is it? No, it could be better though. It's not worth taking. We'll wait. So let's go back to this. So everybody remembers where we're at, right? We kind of got lost there for 20 minutes. What was that? Yeah, like 20 minutes because we took AUDUSD at 820. So like about 20 minutes. So everybody remembers where we were at, right? Type in the chat. We're going to go back to this now. We'll check out the market in the next 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, see if anything's setting up again. Yeah, I'll be trading like fully trading like I usually do tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. We traded last night, 1 a.m. We traded Tuesday morning. So far, it's been a good week. We took one trade tonight. So, I mean, keep an eye on UJ. I mean, if it stays up here, if it stays up closer to 9, that could be a good look at the sell if we stay up closer to 9 o'clock. So, yeah, everybody remembers where we're at. We're talking about top of the hour. Some of this could be new to a lot of you guys. So, this is something you want to study, right? You want to study how the market reacts at hours of the day. Like I was saying before, my psychology on this is how, in general life, humans make a lot of decisions based on hours. So when you study this, you'll see that. You'll see how relevant this little drawing is. So time and price. We're expecting to see, like I said, price going one way. So it could be going down or up, right? This drawing that I have, price is going down, coming into the hour, and then going after that hour or around the hour, prices start to change its directions. All right. So let's go to the next slide now. So the next slide is going to show an example of this, just one example. Just one simple example here. This is an AUDUSD 15-minute chart. AUDUSD 15-minute chart. There's no indicators on the chart. No strategy. The strategy is this, right? Time and price. This happens a lot. This concept right here happens a lot. We actually saw it tonight at the beginning of the session. We didn't take a trade at the beginning of the session, but I'll show you how it actually happened at 8 o'clock on some currency pairs tonight. This is an example. Example number one here. It's just one example. At the bottom of the chart, you can see I have an hour marked. So on our chart, right, if I just go here real quick, let me remove all indicators. Like I said, keep an eye on that UJ. I think it's building up for a sell. I feel like entering it now is just going to spend time in it. It's not going to do much. That's why it's not. It's setting up. It looks good. We'll see if it goes up closer to 9 and maybe around 9 o'clock. We have a better look at it. So at the bottom of the chart, right, we have our times. Times the day, times the day. This is something we can study, right? We can go back and study this on the chart. We can see this on the chart. That's the great thing about these charts. So go in hours, different hours, right? Like 16 down here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, right? I have 12 o'clock marked. Not because 12 o'clock specific. It's again, this is just one example on 1 hour, right? Like I drew here. Now in this case, we see 12 o'clock's mark, 12 p.m. hour mark. Before 12, what's the market doing? So you can see, and this is a 15-minute chart. I'll end up posting this. I'll just end up posting this file in Pip Talk. I'll just post this file. I'll post it in Pip Talk. Before the hour, the market's in the upwards direction. This is a 15-minute candlestick chart, so every candlestick is 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Remember, there's lots of hours in the day. I don't usually trade binaries with a 15-minute, but with this we can. This is a good strategy to use 15-minute. I'm not much of someone who uses 15-minute chart with binary. Like that AUDUSD, that was straight 5-minute time frame analysis. That was 5-minute and 3-minute time frame analysis with my strategy. The 15 minutes really good to use, kind of like I'm about to show you. So every candle's 15 minutes. Coming to that hour, you can see how after the hour that momentum changes, right? That shift right at 12 o'clock. So like I said, we could see before the hour, price was going up, bullish. Coming closer to that hour mark, we can see how the market starts to change its direction and starts to go down. So markets will often make major shifts or reversals at the top of hours, at the top of the hours. Kind of like 12 o'clock here. 12 o'clock's marked right on the dot. Kind of like 12 o'clock here. How it made a reversal. That's what we could say is a reversal. Reversal is like change in direction. So it's good. I have a side note here that says it's good to see the market going in a strong direction close to an hour mark. So it's good to see the market going in a direction coming into that hour. Especially if you know my strategy. And that's kind of like, there's levels to this. I'm going to do this training again on Sunday, but I'm going to add on top of it. So this Sunday, I'm going to redo this training. I'm going to probably change this file around a little bit. Sunday, I'm going to redo this training and add on some stuff to it. A lot of times, coming into the hour, we get those shifts. So it's good to see the market going in a direction. It's good to see it going up or good to see it going down coming into that hour. Kind of like this, right? kind of how coming into that hour, it's going in the direction. It's good to see that. And then you can see how we change that direction going into past that hour. So this is why I like to trade a couple times per day as well. Like I've mentioned to some of you, I like to trade, or I like to go on the market 2 to 3 times a day, 2 to 3 different times a day, 2 to 3 different hours a day. And this is one of the reasons why, because a lot of times the market sets up at hours. So a lot of times when I'm trading, when I start trading, that's where I could have a setup. So when you go into an hour, a lot of times you could be expecting a setup coming into that hour. And you'll see things setting up as it comes into the hour the more you get used to it. I like to trade 2 to 3 times a day. So I find as a trader, it's good to trade maybe 2-3 times a day. Not because you're trying to take as many trades as you can. Right? I don't like to trade 2-3 times a day because I'm trying to take as many trades as I can. I like to trade that many times a day because it gives me the ability, it gives me the opportunity to see the best setups, to really critique the market. Once you get enough experience on a chart, you can really critique things. You have enough experience to look at the market and say, you know what? I'm going to come back later tonight and trade. I'm going to come back at a different hour. You know what? I'm going to come back in the morning. Or you know what? I'm going to come back late in the night. That's why I like to trade 2-3 times a day, to have that discipline, because I could go check out the market at 1 hour in the morning. Maybe I check out the market at 8 o'clock, see if it's setting up coming into 8 o'clock. Spend some time from 8 o'clock to 8:30, 8:30 to 9 o'clock, and then watch 9 o'clock's hour. And then 9 o'clock, spend some time there, and then 10 o'clock. See how 10 o'clock's setting up coming into 10 o'clock, which is when I go on my Go Live sessions. I'll usually trade at 10 o'clock. I like to position myself around hours because that's where a lot of shifts happen between the pairs. It's maybe not just one currency pair, but multiple currency pairs could be making that shift at that hour. All right. So like I said, Sunday we're going to do this training again. And Sunday it's just going to be this training. It's going to be straight to the point. I'm just going to start with this training on Sunday. But I'll add some stuff. So, same chart, same exact chart. So this is example number 1. Example number 2 is the exact same chart. It's just 4 hours after. It's just 4 hours after. 4 or 5 hours later. It's the exact same chart, just the screenshots taken later on in the day. So on this screenshot, we see the market at 12 o'clock here, about till 13 or so, right? This screenshot was taken later on in the same exact day, on the same exact time frame, same exact currency pair. And just like in the original screenshot, the first 12 o'clock hour is marked. So just like I showed you screenshot number 1, we marked 12 o'clock just to see the relevance of what I'm showing you. Just trying to help you guys understand the relevance of this. It's not because 12 o'clock is specific. 12 o'clock's not a holy grail hour. I don't know, maybe 12 o'clock has some repetition every day. Maybe it does. But it's not like go to the market at 12 o'clock every day and just sell it or buy it. It's the hours, any hour, right? But there's lots of hours. So it's not like it happens at 1 or 2 hours. It happens a lot of hours throughout the day, and you're going to see that as we go forward. Same screenshot, just showing another example. Relevancy of the hours. So on the 12 o'clock hour, you can see just kind of like how we explained what we kind of want to see. Markets heading upwards around that hour, and after we see price shift. So this is time and price. This is time and price. Because the time really delineates where we're going to go. It's time and price. It's really just time and price and understanding past that hour what type of movement we're going to get. This is how you start to anticipate things more, and that's why I wrote we can anticipate better understanding this. This is time and price, right? Holy, I'm having technical difficulties with this thing. This little like egg thing. All right, time and price, right? Right. That time and price matching up with time, leaning into that time after that time. You can see that on this chart here. You can see going into the 12 o'clock hour where the market is after 12, right? 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Remember, these are all 15-minute candles. Right here we have 15, which I think 15 is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The direction of the market before that time is upwards, right? It's clearly bullish, 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 bullish. Going into that hour, we see the market making that shift. So just showing a few examples, just like 1 hour there, 2 hours, and then now we're going to show some more examples. So sometimes you can be early. Knowing this is important because sometimes you can be early on a trade. Sometimes you can be looking at the market and you're like, okay, this is setting up for a sell. A lot of times it can be that sell really happens closer to the hour, closer to a time. Hours aren't the only relevant thing, right? Hours are the most major relevant time, I would say, right? Hours are the most major relevant time, but you also have half hours, right? You have half hours, right? Like you have 12 o'clock, but you have 12:30, and then you have 1 o'clock, and then you have 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. So there's actually layers to this time concept. There's ways to dig deeper in time. This is the most accurate core structured way though. The hours is the most accurate core structured way. Half hours you start to get a little messy, more frequent. This is pretty structured with the hours. Like I said, I'm gonna put this file in the HFX Pip Talk channel, Pip Talk chat after later tonight. Might just have to clean it up a bit. So let me know so far if you guys understand. Whoa. Where am I at? Oh, I was on the other channel. I was like, am I not streaming here? How are we looking? What do UJ do? What's it doing? Someone said they cleared a sell. Hasn't really moved yet. It's getting closer to the hour too. Still up there on the 5 minute. Let's see what the 15 minutes doing. UJ may see how like it's still holding its upwards momentum, coming closer to that hour. I would wait maybe a bit. What time is it? 52. It's close to the hour, right? It's very close, and that can be kind of a dilemma with this at times because it's not going to be like. Here's the thing: the hour is relevant because that's past that we're going to get movement. It could start right on the hour. It could start a little bit before the hour. It could start a little bit past the hour, right? That movement doesn't just go right at 9. It's like it's setting up, going into it, on it, or a little bit past that time. Yeah, UJ on the 15 minutes looking still overbought, crossing down here. 241. Some of you guys said you grabbed it at 2. Some of you guys sold it. I see in the chat on your own. I didn't take it. I didn't call it out. We were just looking at it. Still just chopping around up here. All right. My time is Eastern time. Yeah, so I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so anything. Yeah, so any hour. I'm not saying it specifically. So yeah, like I said, someone said in the chat. So you're saying. So the hour is relevant with time and price. where price is going before the hour, after the hour. So at that hour, you're generally going to see that's where things start to make that shift. Maybe a little bit before it, like it's not going to be right on the hour. It could be a couple minutes before that market starts to move in that direction. But the hour is really relevant to where that movement comes. And then past the hour, you start to really expand in the direction. So like if you look at these two charts again, these are 15-minute charts coming into the hour. This is the 12 o'clock candle, next candle. So it didn't just drop, right? It stayed up here. The market stayed up here. It didn't just drop. It stayed up here for a bit. It stayed. This candle would have fluctuated and it would have stayed up here. It could have took 7 minutes to get down here. It could have took 8 minutes to get down here. Right, same thing here. Markets doesn't just drop and the second the candle's open. So we're going to look at the same chart, but we're going to look at more hours. We're going to look at this exact same chart. We're going to look at all the other hours on it. So I'm going to put lines at every single hour on this chart. What's UJ at? Just kind of seeing it. So same exact chart. I'm going to mark every other hour. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Mark every other hour. And we're going to have this chart. So same chart, every hour is marked. So it's actually going to be the same AUDUSD chart, a little bit, a couple hours ahead actually. Sorry, this next chart's a couple hours ahead. I'm dealing with the same chart, same pair, same day. So I'm on a 15-minute AUDUSD, and the first two examples are right here. You might be able to still kind of spot them. The first two examples that I did were, you might be able to spot the first two examples. One's here. That was the 12 o'clock one. And the 15 one was here. Those were those first two examples from this one. Now we're looking at the same chart, hours ahead. Here we're looking at a couple of hours. Now we're looking at like half a day here. Right here we were just looking at the one example, two examples. Next chart, the next chart's going to be the same pair, but just hours ahead. And we've marked every other hour. So we have 11 o'clock marked, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Going into midnight right there. So you have about 13 hours marked here on the chart. Now look at every hour. Let's start at 11 o'clock. Prior to 11 o'clock, market was kind of coming down and it made a little bit of a shift up. Maybe not the best example, but we're going to look at every one. 12 o'clock here. You can see that's the one we already looked at coming into 12 o'clock. Market makes that shift. Down here we have 1 o'clock. So look at the 12 o'clock and the 1 o'clock hour. Look at how going into 12 o'clock, market's bullish. Past 12, we start to go down. Then market's going down around 1 o'clock here. What happens past 1? Market starts to shift up. Right? Kind of like I showed you here. You can see on this screenshot. Right here. Market's going up. Shifts right at 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock's going up. Whoa. Past 12, you can see how we change direction. It's not going to be every hour. It's not supposed to be every hour, but it's relevant. You will see with this screenshot here. Then you can see like we're going down, right? Into 1 o'clock. Past 1 o'clock, we make that shift up. 2 o'clock did nothing, right? 2 o'clock's right here. Market's going up. 2 o'clock, nothing happens. It just continues. It's not going to be every hour. But then yet again, look at this hour. Market's going up into this hour, and we get a shift. So if we look at this, or maybe just put an arrow. Okay, switch this arrow. Bear with me for a moment. Don't know how to make these arrows smaller. Weird arrow. I'll just use a box. So if we look at this hour, not every hour. Look at some of the hours I'm marking the blue boxes above or below. So prior to the hours, prior to those hours, what's the market doing? It's going in the upwards direction. Coming into that hour, we shift. Then coming down. Going after that hour, we shift. This one, nothing. Next hour, we're going up. We start to shift on that hour. Going down, nothing here. Then yet again, closer. See how, here it stops. There's the hour. See how closer to that hour? See that right there? How this was going down forever. This was going down, so it started going down at this hour here, where the red box is. Let's make it red. Where that red box is, that's the hour mark, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Going up before 3 o'clock, starts to go down past 3. 4 o'clock's here, nothing happens at 4. 5 o'clock's here, closer to 5. See how we start to make that shift after all these down moves. The shift happens closer to the hour. And even here, just one candle going down. It doesn't have to be a lot of candles going in the direction. Right? It doesn't have to be lots and lots of candlesticks going in that direction. It's because you could be looking at a 5-minute chart coming into the hour. 15-minute and 5-minute. So yeah, you see this big 15-minute candle here. And then the next candle at that hour goes up. It's the same thing here. If we looked at this on a 5-minute, it would look much bigger. There would be a lot of bearish candles here and you'd have that shift. But you can see how the hour, you change that direction, you change momentum there. Up here. So from this hour to this one, markets are going up. Past that hour, what happens? We see the shift at that hour. Another one over here. Right, from this hour, market's going down, reaches the next hour. You can kind of see how it almost went up there. But it continued down until when? Until the next hour, and then you have that shift at that next hour point. It's very, very relevant. Remember I said there's a very relevant occurrence in the market. Look at here. Look at this hour. This was last night. So this chart's from last night. I took a screenshot of this last night. This is from last night. Yesterday these screenshots are from. So look. Market's coming down during the hour. Where do we see the shift past the hour? And even here. This hour not so much. Price tried to go down. Hours are relevant. Look at this chart and see what you can see, right? Look at how we start to make those shifts on the hours. So like I said, when we're focusing on this, we're paying attention to the direction of the market coming into the hour, what it does there. So you can study this. You can go back on your charts. You could take your chart. What can I do to study this? How would I study this effectively? Well, today's Wednesday. So what I'm going to do, if I want to study this, I'm going to grab this vertical line on my chart. Wednesday, I'm going to figure out where did the market open. What's an effective way to study something like this? I'll show you. Oh, I'm lost. So Sunday's over here. Here's where the market opened. Here's where the market currently is. So I'm basically looking at the week here. I'm looking at the beginning of the week on the left side of the chart. That's the beginning of the week. That's Sunday when the market opened. I can see how the 5th is here. Right? So there's part of Sunday and Monday, and I can see how the 6th is here. I can see the date. So if I'm going to study this, I'm going to line up the dates. I'm going to break it down into the days of the week, starting from when the market opened. I'm going to break things down. Market opened over here. So that's the first bit of the market going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then we're approaching the 7th. So look at, I just gave myself study sections. These are my studying sections. These are sections I can study now. Now I have days to work in. I can work within the days. So here is today. I'm looking at last night, and here's going to be midnight. That's today. So obviously now at the bottom of the chart, I can see the hours, right? So if I want to study this, I can kind of work. That's kind of like how I can frame studying this. Look at this today, see what happened, see if it's relevant. Don't take my word for it, is basically what I'm saying. Basically what I'm saying when I say study this is don't take my word for it, see it for yourself. Because like this comes from my experience. I didn't read this out of a book. No one taught me this. I basically taught myself this. With lots and lots of hours and hours and hours and years on the chart, I learned to see this, picked up with it. So obviously now here's today. I can kind of section out. I can see, can zoom in a little bit more. There's one time. There's 1 o'clock. There's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So I can mark the hours here. Is every hour going to be relevant? No. But we kind of just saw how this hour was a little bit more relevant. Like the market started to move a little bit sooner. See? It moved a little bit sooner before 9 o'clock. But hours, right? And then Sunday we're going to continue this. What time is it? Sunday we're really going to continue this lesson. Is there any questions though? If you have any questions, type in the chat. Sunday we're going to continue this because this is like step 1 of understanding this concept how I do. So if I'm going to study this, like I could study last week. I could go to the market. So look, I'm on USD Japan 15-minute chart. So let me find Sunday. Sunday would have been the 3rd, right? If I'm not mistaken. Sunday was the 3rd. So there's Sunday. There's Sunday. So I can go to Sunday. And I can find last Sunday. So I go Sunday to last Sunday. Which last Sunday was what day? Do we know? Can we find out? Let's see. So it would have been maybe the 26th. There's last Sunday. There's last week right there. That's last week. That's USD Japan 15-minute chart last week. You have a lot to study then, because you can study weeks or you can study as the weeks go by. That's what I used to do. I would study as the weeks were going. I would mark Sunday and study as the week was going. So when the week got to like Wednesday, like we are kind of now, and I had something to work with, right? I didn't just start studying Sunday. If after Sunday, kind of where we are now, is a good time to study because you have a little bit to work with now. You have stuff you can work with. And that just keeps you up, keeps you in tune. So we have this week here in front of us, or like I said, I could do last week, and I could try to section down the days and try to study the days. By doing that, I might see, how often this could occur daily. Maybe if I look at the hours daily, I might see, because like, what would studying days do? What would me studying the days potentially help me recognize? What would me studying day by day with a concept like this? I might be able to catch on to certain times that it may see it happen. It could happen relevantly at certain times than others. It could. That's something you want to study, though. If you want to try to see that, you study that type of thing, right? You got to do that day by day, though. So like I said, we could take this week. Let me know if there's any questions, because I'm not going to spend too much longer on the stream, guys. I hope you guys got some good information tonight. We're going to do this Sunday again. So Sunday, we're going to up it up a notch. We're going to continue. There's still more stuff that I can go through, but I'm going to save that for Sunday. Sunday is going to be the full lesson. This is kind of just like an intro, part 1. Sunday, we're really going to up this up a notch and continue. Study this until then. Study this until Sunday. Look at the hours. Pay attention to them. They are very relevant, and you will see it with just some time on this, right? I'll mark a few here. There's 20. So this was some of this week. That was the beginning of the week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, at the beginning of the week. You can ignore, like, I don't trade Sunday, so Sunday to me is kind of like a blockout day, to be honest. So I'm literally just gonna pretty much make Monday my Sunday. Monday's right here. Monday begins right here, which midnight Monday. So a little bit past Sunday. I don't trade Sundays. I don't look at the market Sundays. I'm not involved Sundays. And, I find between when the market opens and the first few hours, there's not much. Maybe later in the night, closer to midnight. But again, it's really easy to just do. And again, not every hour, it's going to be relevant once you have a strategy. Because with my strategy and the way I trade, this is really relevant. With my strategy, the techniques I use, the trades I take, this hour, time of the day, market timing concept, market timing strategy is very relevant with the way I trade and my strategy indicators that I use. So check it out. That's the information for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys took some notes. We're going to continue this Sunday. So this Sunday, I'm going to redo this lesson all over again. I know I was kind of back and forth a little bit between some charts tonight. If you look at tonight, it was Euro Yen. I missed this trade at the beginning of the session. Because again, I was waiting a little bit past the hour, and it happened a little bit closer to the hour. Or it was a little bit sooner before the hour. The hour is right there on Euro Yen. So this is a 5-minute chart. Right? Euro Yen was setting up coming into the hour. I'll miss setups because like this. So if you look with my strategy indicators, I'm not going to go over that right now. I usually go over my strategy and indicators on Sundays. I'm about to wrap it up, but you can see Euro Yen coming into the hour. The hour is marked with the black line. So you can see how it pretty much started to fall on the hour. But you can see how, the reason I say this is because you might be thinking sell right here. That candlestick is where you might be thinking, this is setting up for a sell. I'm going to sell this. Or you might sell it on that candle. So a lot of times waiting for that hour is where we get that movement. You can see it's not a big move, and then we don't need a big movement, but you can see how that hour is where the move came. So even a couple minutes is that first rejection candle. So that this is why I also teach you guys the stuff that I teach you about the candles, the rejection candles, seeing candles earlier. But yeah, guys, like I said, this lesson, we're going to do this again Sunday. This is part one. Part two is going to be on Sunday. There's still a lot more we have to go through, but I'm going to do it in two parts. So it's going to basically be two videos. But Sunday, I'll recap what we talked about. And then continue and add on top of some of the stuff I've been talking about. But yeah, you can see this is a simple 15-minute chart again. Doesn't matter how many candles, again, like it's just because we mix and match between time frames, right? It's just about the strength of the market coming into that hour. A lot of times the market will be oversold or overbought too. A lot of times coming into the hour, the market can be seen as overbought and oversold. And that's going to be something we talk about on Sunday. So there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be other levels to this. There's going to be other layers. There's going to be other stuff I'm going to add on top of this. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I'm going to put this under the favorite sessions. I'm just going to call it time and price training. Something to do with time. Yeah, JPY looks strong right now. Market open price is important, but there's not enough consistency when the market opens. So like those first couple hours of the market, I don't trade Sundays at all, personally. Market open price is important. That time of the day, 5 o'clock is an important time of the day because that's when the new daily candle opens. Or like the next level to this is understanding how every candle, like a 4-hour candle, has a time expiration. Right? There's times like an hour candle opens and closes every hour, right? A new hour candle opens every hour. So even a lot of time with 4-hour candles, when a new 4-hour candle opens up, there's a lot of momentum. But there's levels to this. We're gonna continue this Sunday, guys. But Sundays I don't trade. Like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. From when the market opens to the first couple of hours, I don't find it so much consistent. But yeah, guys, study this, and we will continue on every day. This happens every day. It will happen every day. Think about it. There's a lot of hours, right? There's a lot of hours in the day. There's 24 hours in the day. And it's not going to only happen to 2 or 3 hours. Like if you look at this chart, and I'm going to put this file in the Pip Talk later tonight. Like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours here in this day where you can see that shift clearly. Where you can see the direction of the market was going one way. Coming into the hour, it made the shift. So it's not going to be every hour. Because look, see this hour here? Market ran through that hour. Continue to the next hour. So this is something to look at. This is a way you can strategize around times of the day. You could check the chart every hour, basically. And you might have a setup. I say might because there'll be a high probability you have a setup if you check every hour of the day, right? There's a high probability. We're using this concept. But yeah, guys, no problem. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. I'm gonna post it in the Pep Talk. Pep Talk is where I'm gonna post it. Marathon should be on today. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on the marathon tonight. There's gonna be some other people. Leo.